So yesterday, Harsha Prabhu asked a very nice question about Sri Jagannath. We see like a nose, which is a little different, very big eyes, which are and small, the black portion of the eyes, the big white portion. And if you look more carefully, we also see the reddish portion in the eyes, and the hands seem to be incomplete. Why this is so? We are currently in the 28th Chaturyuga cycle of this day of Brahma. There are 4 cycles of Satya, Dwapara, Treta, and Kali Yuga. And of these 4 Yuga systems, there are 28 such, 27 which have already elapsed, and we are right now in the 28th such Chaturyuga. In a day of Brahma, we will be having around 71 such cycles. And across these, 14 manus will be spread. Likewise, these sets of yugas have appeared in the previous days of Lord Brahma too. And so Sri Krishna typically appears once in a day of Brahma, typically. Maybe less, more, all that is a separate aspect of the pastimes. But we have been so fortunate that Krishna appeared just around 5,000 years ago. So even when Krishna appeared 5,000 years ago, the reason I'm bringing this timeline for a particular reason here as we go through this pastime, and I hope you'll be able to appreciate it. So when Krishna appeared about 5,000 years ago, he spent the first 12 years of his pastimes in Vrindavan. Then he moved to Mathura, and then finally he moved to Dwaraka. So amongst the people who were there with him in Vrindavan, the ones who actually went from Vrindavan all the way to Mathura and then Dwaraka, where only Balaram went with him, and his other, in one sense, his stepmother or foster mother is Rohini. So Rohini is one of the wives of Vasudeva, and her son is Balaram. So along with Balaram, Mother Rohini also went to Dwaraka. In Dwaraka, the queens of Dwaraka and Mother Devaki, etc., wanted to hear about the pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan. They did not get access to it. So Mother Rohini said that I can speak to you, but these pastimes are so wonderful that you will be shocked to hear it. You will be just enthralled by it. I would suggest that if even Krishna himself shouldn't hear it, because he will be so enthralled by it, he will lose consciousness of himself. So what do? Because Krishna can come anytime around this palace, and then I don't want him to hear these pastimes. So they decided that Subhadra, who was a sister of Krishna through another wife of Vasudeva, would guard. Why? Because they were all huddled in a room, or in an area. Maybe it's not just a room; it's an open area. But the entrance to that area was to be protected by Subhadra. And when Krishna, if at all Krishna would come, the only person who can say no to Krishna to enter there would be his own sister. So that was decided. And then Mother Rohini started telling the pastimes of Krishna. As she was telling these pastimes of Krishna, so you see here, Subhadra is in the center here. She was looking her face outside, and inside in the enclosed area, there were all the ladies were seated and they were listening to the pastimes of Krishna. And she herself was not part of those pastimes. So she was so enthralled by it that gradually she turned her face away and she was looking at Mother Rohini and hearing those pastimes. And as fate would have it, both Krishna and Balaram came. So what Subhadra was doing was, she was standing at the gate or the doorway, and she had kept one arm on one side and the other arm on the other side, trying to stop anybody from coming. But then Krishna and Balaram came on either sides and stood. And they then started hearing what Mother Rohini was speaking about. And as they were speaking about, they stood fixed. So you see Krishna, who performed pastimes, he was so enthralled by just hearing his own pastime. Why? Because the Yogamaya Shakti, there is the potency of the Supreme Lord called the Yogamaya Shakti, which covers himself. He does not know that it was he who performed it. He himself liked this pastime. So Krishna is without a tinge of self-appreciation. He was thinking, oh, somebody did this. These are so wonderful pastimes. So as he was hearing those pastimes, not just of Krishna, but Balaram and Subhadra, their eyes grew big with wonder and their body shriveled. These are the ecstatic symptoms which happen when one gets into the highest stages of ecstasy. And it can happen to, we can have the benefit of that. So the face became big, the eyes became big, and he was smiling end to end. And this Murti of Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra actually captures that particular incident in time. And the reason I talked about the time is, you may say, Krishna appeared 5,000 years ago. And we were speaking about Swarochisha Manu, who appeared several millions and billions of years ago, before even Krishna appeared. How is it that the deity form of Krishna is present even like Krishna's pastimes happened 5,000 years ago, and the deity forms of Krishna were manifest several millions and billions of years ago? That's because of the cyclical nature of time. Some of these pastimes repeat in various, with slight details being varying. So they can very well happen in a previous day of Lord Brahma. If you see the picture on the left, you can see, we often see only the face here. If you look at the full picture here, this is an Orison painting. This is how we can see that actually this Jagannath is same, is none other than Krishna himself. Now, having said that, why is the Rath Yatra being celebrated in Puri? What is the special significance of it? This Rath Yatra commemorates an event which happened during Krishna's pastimes. If anybody has gone to Puri, or if you know a little background, in Puri there is this big road called the Grand Road on which this Rath Yatra happens. It's a huge, wide road. It's more than this 80 feet road. It's probably some 200 feet wide or something like that. It's a very wide road. Of course, there are stalls and other things on the road. All of them will be cleaned up for the Rath Yatra. Nothing remains on the road. Now, in this, say some 200, 150, 200 feet wide road is where the chariots start. Like you see Jagannath here, he's brought out away from the temple. And then as he's brought out away, the local king, whoever is the king, this is the picture of King Indradyumna Maharaj, who was another Indradyumna, not the one whom we spoke about, who was who was sweeping the road himself when Lord Jagannath came out. And this Indradyumna Maharaj was present when Sri Chaitanya Maharaj, I am very sorry, my wife corrected me, Prataparudra, my memory failed me. It's King Prataparudra who was sweeping the flow, the road when Jagannath came out of the temple. So when Shri Jagannath comes out of the temple along with Baladev and Subhadra, they travel along the cart to the other end of the Grand Road or the Grand Street, where there is another temple called the Gundicha Temple. And this Rath Yatra pastime commemorates an event where during Krishna's manifest pastime, he went to Kurukshetra at one point in time after the war. And there was a solar eclipse. So everybody goes to a sacred place during the solar eclipse to take a holy dip in the waters of the lake or in the rivers over there, in any of the holy places. So Kurukshetra is near Vrindavan. And the Mahabharata war occurred when Krishna was about 80 to 100 years old. And the residents of Vrindavan had last seen Krishna when he was 12-year old in one sense. So they wanted to bring him back. They were all aged. They were all old. They wanted to bring him back to Vrindavan. There is something about the mood of Vrindavan. All of you can say, if they really wanted Krishna so much, they can go to Mathura. They could have gone to Dwaraka and stayed with him. Krishna would have welcomed them. But there is a deep mystery about Vrindavan, which we will cover in some other future session. The residents of Vrindavan stayed in Vrindavan, but they wanted Krishna to come back. So they went to Kurukshetra and met Krishna. They met Krishna by just looking at him, and they were just talking eye to eye with Krishna. And Krishna was also speaking to them eye to eye. That It was a depth of love between Krishna and the residents of Vrindavan. And as it was time to leave, Krishna's chariot the charioteer took Krishna's chariot, and Krishna went on the chariot, and he was about to go from Kurukshetra, which is in the north, to Dwaraka, which is in the western side of India. At that time, the residents of Vrindavan took the reins of the chariot, took it away, moved the chariot towards Vrindavan and pulled it towards Vrindavan and said, no, you have to come in this direction. Don't go to Dwaraka in the west, come to Vrindavan. And Krishna was so moved by their gesture. He was already moved by the gesture in the past. And it is also said Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. That is another mystery, which we'll come to later. But as they were pulling this cart, he had given himself to them and they had given themselves to him. This Rath Yatra is basically moving Krishna from the temple in Puri, which is Dwaraka, to the Gundicha temple, which is at the other end of the Grand Road. And that's where Srimati Radharani resides. That is the Vrindavan in Puri. It is said that the opulent manifestation, that is Krishna with all his riches, with all the powers, etc., is manifest in Dwaraka. So it's also called as Aishwarya Dham. In Vrindavan, his sweetness of loving exchanges is manifest, and therefore Vrindavan is called Madhurya Dham. In Navadvip, in Bengal, Krishna is manifest in the form of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, where he gives his mercy to each and everybody. And that's why Navadvip Dham or Mayapur is called Audarya Dham. But in Puri, we have the Aishwarya, the Madhurya, the Audarya, all of it together in one place. And that's why Puri is considered to be sacred. So when Jagannath moves from his main temple to the Gundicha temple, prior to that, the temple is fully cleansed, made fit for his appearance there. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, he spent a good portion of his manifest pastimes in Puri. And through the Ratha Yatra pastimes of Sri Jagannath, he taught many things which will be of immense help for practicing bhaktas or sadhakas like us. Next week, we will delve on that topic and a verse pertinent to that. Okay, I took a little bit more time. Any quick comments or questions? Maybe I can address it later. Harsha Prabhu, does this satisfy?
Yes, true. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, no other comments or questions. We will end our discussion.